flicking beans and bean town.
Here we go.
There he is.
Here we
For
go.
those of you that don't know, okay, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, it's Tyler, okay, home of testosterone.
Bachelorettes.
Yeah. I'm flexing a little harder during this.
You look large
interview.
and in
Jesus.
charge,
Hey,
sir.
thank
You
you.
know?
Yeah, back in the day when I was fat, that would not be a compliment.
Couple Fenway Franks ago, am I right?
in here.
Oh, yeah,
wow,
dude.
Jesus.
Exactly. Found out we had low T a couple months ago, and now I'm
Hard
just
to put an erection down.
I'm picking up
since,
everything
right?
and putting it back down. Like,
Yeah.
everywhere I go.
Huge. You walked in here, I go, oh, there's one of the players. You know? Not the case, though. Doesn't he
And
look like a player?
not just this way as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty tall as
what's the
well.
height?
Not this way.
Right,
Yeah,
no.
it's
More one of this way is in the arms.
Yeah,
There you
no
go.
matter how much
What's-
testosterone, it won't help.
There you go.
Okay. You know, here we go. And we're off the rails.
Yeah,
Suck it in.
Yeah, I'm 2 minutes in talking about my average dick, you know?
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. My name is Average Tyler Online for a fucking reason, okay?
Now, did you pick that
You
name?
want to talk about effective
Was it-
branding? Yeah, exactly.
On brand.
Exactly.
Did you pick that name? Was that after a couple of, one night stands reviews?
Right, yeah,
How
exactly.
did the name come about?
It was.
Or
yeah.
are you underplaying it and then you really whip it out to the Green Monster?
I was gonna say that's such
Yeah.
a great call. If you
underplay
downplay
it,
it, so then people are like,
over-deliver.
oh yeah.
I appreciate what you're
yeah.
saying, but it's
no.
not.
Right.
Yeah, no, you learn to eat pussy real quick when you got a dick like mine. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, here we go.
So I'm sorry.
Tell us more.
Unbelievable.
You told me to be myself.
yeah,
and here we are.
That is your fault.
Here we go.
Also, it's great to meet you, Ashley.
Nice to meet you. Yeah,
This
yeah.
is hilarious because it is literally my fiance Ashley and my MLB work wife over
Pretty
your
much,
first time
yeah.
meeting here. You know,
We have very
Pretty
different
much.
personalities.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good though.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
good.
good though. No, it's good. Yeah,
It
it's
works.
good.
Yeah, wow.
It's either you love or hate it.
We love it.
Okay,
We
good,
do love
good.
it. On that note,
On camera, at least.
Okay,
You know?
wow.
I'm kidding.
Mom, if you're watching, no, you're not.
Yeah,
all right,
nope.
turn it off. Nothing good
Next
is going to
episode.
come from.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. What was the first video that made you famous?
Well, I mean,
Here we go. I don't consider myself famous.
I mean,
is what I was
yeah,
gonna say.
no, I don't. But the first time, like the first one, honestly, was
Put you on the map.
My friend, like, it was my first video. My friend told me to post something on there because, like, I used to be like 330 pounds or whatever. So it was just like a weight loss transformation thing. And
Did it blow up?
I mean, it got like 100,000 views from the
Yep.
jump, and I got like 400 followers. I was like, oh shit,
working.
Love that.
Because
It's
I
working.
had 600 followers on Instagram, so I was like, damn,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I almost just doubled my
Watch
my,
out, IG.
yeah, doubled
Quit my
my
job
reach
right
on the
there.
internet
Yeah.
in a day, and I'm like, it took me 4 years to get those 600 followers. So I'm like, all right,
Endless
maybe we got
filters,
something
too,
here.
on
And
those
I was
selfie pics.
and then I was like, well, I don't want to be a weight loss channel because I'm not a role model.
Right,
I'm a
right.
garbage can. Dude.
Oh my God.
Like there's no chance. I mean, I'm going to be some sort of fitness role model.
Oh my
So I was like,
God.
you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to I'm going to post things that I think are funny, and because I always love making people laugh, and I'll just kind of post some just stupid, silly videos, and then see what happens, and it just kind of progressively took off, and I didn't want to keep it going, but
Yeah.
I knew the potential of like if it did take off by some for some reason, like
Yeah.
it could be a real good opportunity.
Right.
So obviously I didn't tell any of my friends when it started like when I was posting on there. At all.
That's not even me.
No, I have ripped
Doesn't
my
even
friends
sound like me.
apart my entire life. They have been begging
Oh.
to find a
Yeah.
struggling TikTok account. to just
Yeah.
Giving them all the ammo.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, yeah. I was like, I'm not telling anyone until it's like big enough where they can't really say
Yeah.
anything.
When did it become big enough for you to where you were like, dude, this is something I could do?
So it was, at first I was like, after that 400 followers from that first video, I was like,
That was it. Quit my job.
I was like, all right, I'm going to do it for a week. And if somehow I have 1,000 by the end of the week,
Yeah.
then I'll continue to do it. And then I
Right.
was like, all right, if I have 5,000 by the end of the month, then
Right.
and then like, it was like, I hit 10,000 in my first month. And then it just kind of, continuously went. And it wasn't like one massive video just changed everything.
Right.
It was just like, I had just a decent amount of pretty viral videos. And then I've had some like really big ones since, but it's not like anything too crazy.
Consistency.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Just, average.
Yeah.
You know?
This relationship's hilarious
You know.
because so I was showing Ashley your content last night. 'Cause she wanted
Yeah.
to see like who was coming to town.
Yeah.
This relationship's absolutely hilarious because I'm like glass half full. He reminds me a lot of you, right? I'm
Yeah.
glass half full, and then you got Tyler over here, very glass half empty.
Very much.
Like
That's
like
me
even
all
today. I was
day.
like, probably sunshine, right? No thunderstorms. He's like, it will rain.
Yeah,
it
it
will
will
rain. The
But
relationship
I love that we were
is
just kind of talking about being like authentically yourself, and like it's probably what made it. I'm not saying it was like necessarily easy
Yeah.
for you, but you're like, I love to make people laugh, and that's kind of like you probably have like a more of like a dark humor type of personality, and like
she's saying dark.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah,
you
no,
couldn't.
I had to
Okay.
like, yeah, you
Yeah,
saw me
yeah,
squint
yeah.
when I heard it, and I was like, all right, sounded it out.
Boston,
Yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. But that probably made it come a little bit easier for you just because you're like, hey, this is literally shit I would say anyway, so let's just film ourselves and people like it, people laugh at it, and
Exactly.
like amazing. Whereas like Kevin's very much like I feel like it's actually a little tougher for Kevin because most people I think love dark humor, and not that it's tough for you, but like you're trying to get everyone to jump on the
Buddy the
positivity
Elf,
train.
you know? What's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Pocket full of
Like,
glitter.
you know, it's great.
Hey, it's Buddy the Elf. What's your favorite color?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
Do you ever think that like certain shit you can and cannot say before you post something, or is it more like fuck it off the cuff, and if they don't like it, like who cares?
Yeah, I'm not there yet. Like I want to, like, I still, the reason why I named myself Average Tyler is because I'd never wanted to be anything other than myself.
Yeah.
I've just finally gotten to a point in my life where I was like so happy and proud of like who I am to my core that like I didn't like want some clout to like take off and then me just be, just
Right.
a
Not so average.
douche canoe. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be
Douche
like,
canoe Tyler.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Changes the name.
the name
douche
Tyler already has a bad
_ canoe.
stigma around it.
Yeah, it definitely does.
You know?
I'm sorry about
exactly.
that. Yeah.
I'm tattooed. My name's Tyler. I have tattoos.
I have a sleeve.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I work out. I lift things up, put them
It's
down.
already a douchebag.
Dude,
Yeah.
if
It is
there was, if you
scorching.
could like build someone in a factory that you're like, hey, build me someone that would fuck you and never talk to you again, it would come out looking
Your
like
name
me.
really
I
should be
get it.
like
you know
Kyle.
what I'm saying? So
You should be a Kyle.
yeah,
You know? Tyler's a nice name. You know?
Right.
Tyler's a good boy.
Well,
you
that's
know?
because you never dated a Tyler. Huh?
Yeah.
Tyler sees a drywall.
God, you are glass half full, aren't you?
I know.
Tyler's a great guy. Everything's
Yeah.
great.
I don't know what
Not
the
gonna
fuck
rain.
you
I
can
have
hear
never
about
met
Tyler.
a bad Tyler. Okay, every Tyler I meet is a Boy Scout, straight A student.
Yeah.
You know, walks
That's
old
awesome.
people across streets.
Right.
Gets a badge for it. And then you,
Then you met
know,
me.
Yeah, and I was like, oh wow.
And there's me. You're probably wondering how I got
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly right.
Exactly.
And we don't have to get too in the weed. You can share as much or as little as
Sure.
you like here. What was your upbringing like?
So at home was I grew up in a pretty like rough home
where,
situation. Right outside Detroit.
Yep.
My dad was gone a lot for, and I'm very open about
Yeah.
this. I'm not worried about it. But my dad was gone most of the, 5 days a week because he's out, traveling salesman type deal. And so I was at home with my mom, and my mom had a very like big struggle with like alcoholism, and she was it just turned her into this demon person,
Yeah.
and unfortunately I was kind of her punching bag a little bit,
Yeah.
right? So it led to a very physically and emotionally like abusive like relationship at home, and just kind of one of those things where, I was I've always struggled with acceptance from it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was never good enough type deal. And I put that on myself for a very long time. And like, so self-confidence is something that I'm just starting, 32, I'm just starting to like get to, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And like believing in myself
Right.
and doing all of those things and because like for most of my life, it was just, having to prove that I'm worthy of being
Yeah.
loved or
Right,
being accepted
right.
or whatever
Yeah.
it is. So
Well, it's like growing up, like it's got to build a callus of some sort,
It
right? And when
does,
it's that
right?
tough,
Yeah.
it's just that's why you have that tough aura. You're coming,
Dude.
you know what I mean?
I let like the hand that I was dealt like define me and
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
I was and like where I could, how far I could go in life, all of it. And then one day I was like, fuck it,
Right.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna deal my own cards. I'm
Yep.
gonna figure it out. Like I couldn't, I couldn't afford to go to college or whatever. And like, in 08 in Detroit when shit hit the fan,
Yep.
we lost everything. We lost our house. I
Yep.
was on my own when I was like 16. I slept on an air mattress for 3 years and was
You were on your
food
own at
stamps.
16?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then was on food stamps the whole nine, and then I was just like, dude, fuck this. Like,
Yeah.
no way. There's
How old were you when you turn the switch when you had that like fuck this moment? I'm not gonna.
I had the fucking moment happen about 19.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know what is gonna happen, but I know that I don't deserve this. You know,
Right.
like I can get like I don't care what society says of like everybody's going to get a degree.
Right.
And, you can't do anything without one. That was just everything that people were like feeding
Yeah.
us.
Right.
And it was just like fuck it. Like you know, I shouldn't be here through all the odds that I overcame
Right.
in my home
Well, it's gotta
situation to
make-
begin with. And like if I can get through that, I can get through anything.
Yeah,
You know?
it's got to
Yeah.
make stuff like this so much sweeter too. Like,
Oh,
you're like, dude,
dude,
I'm
I mean-
traveling. You guys going to London? You did Mexico City. You're
This
coming over to Boston
conversation,
on the field.
one, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
of
sharing
course.
that because I think that resonates with a ton of the viewers
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
are dealt a similar hand.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But to turn the energy back up, let me paint you a picture. We are on a boat in a canal. And by a boat, it's more of like a wooden raft.
The motor
It's more of a log.
The motor of
Yeah.
the boat was a guy with a stick.
Yeah.
And you're sitting on
Wow.
a
And
the
that's
boat
not- and
was
that's
a
not a
tree
joke.
trunk.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
I thought you
it
were
starts
like,
it
hello.
starts pouring rain. And we're like just ripping down shots. And out of nowhere, Tyler shares that exact same story. And we're like, we're
Yeah.
singing,
Oh my
dancing,
God. Yeah, dude.
nips
Yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah,
And then
dude.
Tyler's like, all right,
Yeah.
I'd like to share.
I like that. I was like, hey, no,
like-
someone asked me about it. I was like, are you sure? Because it's fucking dark.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's
How
gonna
dark can it
change the
be?
vibe.
Yeah.
It was
Listen, I'm an open
amazing.
book.
But
I'll
if you,
tell you
but if you
everything.
want
Yeah.
it, if you want to, I'm happy to
We
do
all had the
it.
Yeah.
goosebumps. It was amazing.
But I will say, you said like just now at 32 is when you're finally getting like that confidence. Like the amount of people who never do, who
Yeah.
may have grown up in your situations, like that's so amazing. You should be
Therapy.
so correct,
Therapy.
Yes. Yeah.
Would
you like to
Amazing.
shout
But
out your
see, that's
therapist?
so
Any-
amazing.
Yo, shout out Sheila.
Sheila.
Yeah, you the
Anyone
real
named
one.
Sheila can fix you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Swear to God.
So the other day, I farted so hard I almost fainted, and then my second thought was, after I regained my balance, was, what happens if I die alone? What happens if I need to get
the
on the
twist
dating
into
apps
that.
again?
Cause of death,
How do I
diarrhea.
find love?
Right.
You know,
Oh my-
I'm like, are you kidding?
We're off
I will say, though-
the rails.
Sheila's like, Tyler, what? And I was like,
You're like, oh, you're still here? I thought
We're just
I
gonna-
thought you left.
zip, zip, zip. I'm gonna take that one right back. You know, like that.
Yeah,
didn't
you wanted
happen.
to
I will say though,
grab
if your brain goes from a thought over to dying alone,
She's
you
saying fart.
absolutely should talk to Sheila about that. If there's a connection there.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm the guy that walks in and be like, so I have a friend, not me, he's going through some shit.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically. Okay. Unbelievable. When did you realize that you could turn your talents of being this, what you would call average, I would call it extremely funny guy on the internet,
Thank you.
into a business?
So that was, it got, like, I didn't know, because I knew on TikTok, I knew you had to get more followers to monetize than you did traditionally on Instagram, because a lot of the following aspect is not necessarily following someone for them,
Right.
as it is more customizing your actual feed and content
Right.
of like of what's recommended on your For You page. So I was like, I hit 100,000, and then I was like, I got a couple like brands reach out like very small and was like, hey, here's $250. I'm like,
We've done
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
we're doing
We've done
it.
it.
We're doing it.
Yep.
And then I just leaned in. you
Yeah.
know? I definitely wasn't ready to quit my job and go, but it's kind of
You
like
were-
what we talked about before
take
of
the
just
leap.
like throw yourself in the
jump,
fire.
yeah.
Like that's what I've done in everything in my whole life. So like
I love that.
like sink or swim, and I thrive in that.
Yeah.
But you
scenario
have to
more.
because if you don't allow yourself to see if you can sink, like you'll always have that safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you won't take those risks. You won't take those like big opportunities.
I have to do that for my head because, like I say, like the self, like, confidence and belief in myself is
Right.
relatively new, where I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if I was feeling anxious or like self doubt, I'm like, all right, just push me in.
Right.
You know? Like push me
Yeah.
in. I don't. Like it's gonna be a super impulsive thing.
Right.
I'm not ready for it
Right.
financially, but we're
Yeah.
just gonna do it and
Right.
figure it out. And that was just kind of how it works.
It's awesome.
for me.
Which is amazing that internally you had those like self-doubts. Because like when you look at this guy, does he not ooze just ladies all the way in Nashville? Tyler here, 6'2", 230.
6'4".
Yeah. We'll cut that. We'll
Sorry.
cut that.
You see his face
Yeah, we'll
where
cut
it's just
that.
like this?
You gotta
You know,
keep it
short
and zooming on his face of the
I make fun of people who are 6'2".
Yeah.
all the way from Nashville. Okay, Tyler, 6'4",
230.
230 of pure muscle mass. Single.
I will say,
Muscle mass
me and a couple of
man.
my best galleys are going to be in Nashville for my Bachelorette in September. So we'll have to
Home of the Bachelor.
bring you
Absolutely.
out
There
or
you go.
something.
Absolutely.
Pin the teal on the
Put
Tyler.
on Broadway.
On the average
Yeah,
Tyler.
Tyler
exactly.
would love that game.
Yeah, I'm too slutty.
No
I would
charge.
absolutely, I would enjoy that.
In public, too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Now,
not saying.
you want to, I know we were talking about this a little while ago. You are eventually looking to branch off into stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. So like getting into this whole thing, you know, I had no idea where I was going to go with it. You know, I just wanted to make videos that made me laugh. At first, they were kind of like, you know, traditional, like to sounds, right? Like to
Yeah.
trending sounds that were funny that everybody was kind of
Right,
using, and how
right.
I can make a unique twist on it. And then it got to the point where, you know, I saw more value in building my personal brand of like people getting to know me, right? Of using my voice and, you know, actually like sharing relatable scenarios and building funny stories around it. Or like I've had so many embarrassing, weird things happen to me, right? Like just sharing that, being open about it and whatever. And then as that's kind of grown, I fell in love more with storytelling. And I've gotten to a point where, you know, for TikTok and everything and Instagram, it like to have videos go viral, it's all about grabbing people's attention, keeping people's attention, right? And, you know, the subconsciously, you know, like a lot, like if I were to say the same things on a stage with a microphone, I would probably get a higher watch time because people know that, you know, like visually can understand, hey, this is stand-up comedy and we understand how stand-up comedy works.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Have you gotten the chance to like fuck around at any open mics yet and get up there?
Yeah, so I like I've done like one. It went really well.
Oh, yeah, congrats.
Where was that at?
It
Is
was
that
just in Nashville.
Nashville.
Nice.
But like I really wanted to, because like my biggest thing is not, one, I kind of discovered like as I started writing that I think I'm way funnier in that aspect than I am online. In stand-up, I can have, hey, I'm starting with one joke.
You could really
and then
tee
all
it
of a
up.
sudden it branches out and in so many different ways and comes full circle.
Right.
That it takes 5 minutes to tell it. Right.
Right.
But you've gone on this journey and kind of
Set the
laughed
stage.
multiple times
Yeah.
along
Right.
the way.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like
Crescendo in the big hitter.
I think that's so much like more fun. I just really have fallen in love with that process. But I've been really focused before I start like going in super hard on that. I've been taking like classes on like kind of like stage presence, like getting better at public speaking,
cool. Yep.
all of those different things. Like this, right? Like this is like my second or third podcast. Like after,
let's go.
After I've done like probably 5 or 6, but like like after I've kind of started those classes, this is the most comfortable I've been on that. Usually I'm like shitting my pants.
Because you seem like a natural.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't
Yeah.
you would never know.
Well, the classes are paying off.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Dude, I mean, I like my first like TV interview when I was just babbling, just stuttering all over my
The
words.
duck swam on the lake.
Dude, oh my god, yeah. He was like, "So tell me about being part of the MLB Creator class." I'm like, it's good, you know.
I
Like,
like baseball.
yep. I played it when I was young, and
And I'm here now.
now I tell jokes.
Yeah.
That was on. What was
And
that?
we're
MLB
gonna bridge
Network,
that
right?
gap.
Yeah,
you
oh
know?
yeah.
That was on MLB Network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
a favorite stand-up comedian?
Yeah, so I love Tom Segura,
he's hilarious.
Oh my God,
Bert
yeah.
Kreischer, and Nate Bargatze.
Okay.
I think it's that.
Sebastian Maniscalco? Is he falling in there at all?
Jim
That's my
Gaffigan.
guy.
Hello.
Yeah, those are
Who's
my
the guy
top
that we
three.
like? Is it the first one he
Tom
said?
Segura. Yeah, exactly right.
Love
Tom
him.
Segura.
And like him, like
Andrew Schultz.
him, yeah, I
Andrew
like it. I love
Schultz.
Andrew Schultz. I've been getting a lot more of these comments of like how I look like a skinny Brute Kreischer, especially like with like me wearing fitted hats and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
It just
Yep.
and the beard, it makes it 100% there.
Yep.
And he was a huge degenerate, and so was I. So
Right.
I relate
Okay.
a lot to him.
Taking the scenery in for a moment. Have you
Yeah.
ever been to Fenway Park before?
I have been around. I've only been to Boston once before this,
Oh,
and I
really?
like walked around Fenway. I've always wanted to come in. Like, I don't want to like act like this. Like we're too cool for this. This is unreal.
This
Right?
is
Yeah.
This is
unreal. That's what I was
unbelievable.
saying. 100%.
Like, are you kidding me?
Is it not like? Doesn't it just look historic?
Dude,
when
the
you
dude
look
who
around
opened
here?
the gate onto the field, I almost threw him $20.
Right.
I just felt like I
Thank
wasn't
you.
supposed
This
to be doing
is so nice.
One of the biggest things I think, like for me, that I struggle with is that the imposter syndrome of like this, of just like having like social media following or whatever, like, and then stuff like this is happening. I'm like, I don't deserve to be
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
this is
Yeah.
crazy. You're
Yeah,
like, this
it is nuts.
It is.
Yeah.
While we were setting up, we were looking around and we were like, I had to like pause for a minute. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. We were in like arguably
know.
one of the most historic ballparks sitting with Tyler, doing a podcast.
Yeah.
You know?
They've never had it here before.
Never had it here before.
It must be crazy too. Like I think for us, or at least for me, like this is like our home stadium. So I grew up going here. So like now being from like putting my quarters together to be in like the last seat in the outfield, to now being able to do this is like,
oh my god,
yeah. So I'm sure like, have you been to your home stadium?
I have not
recently?
yet. I've not yet. I'm excited.
Like
I know it's going to be super emotional for me, to be honest with you. Like, just
like who's the guy on the field with the mascara running down his face? What's happening over there?
Like, oh my god, this is why influencers.
This is why
influencers don't go to Detroit, because they just get on the field and cry.
It's awkward.
Oh my god, I absolutely love that.
That's good.
I want to make sure we plug you up too. Where can everybody find you on social, across the board?
Cool. Yeah. So you can find me on TikTok and Instagram. It's Average Tyler on TikTok and Average Tyler 615 on Instagram.
Any closing questions over there, you two?
Let me see here. Workout routine for a buddy of mine who hasn't hit the gym in a while. Just what you would go in there and start with.
What changed a lot of things for me, I found this guy named Jim Stepani. He used to be the supplement guru for bodybuilding.com.
Right.
He he was this he's since branched off and like built his own supplement company, which I love. I use all this stuff, but he has all these workouts for like what you're trying to accomplish in like 6-week intervals. So
okay, see that sounds like my cup of tea right there.
Right there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What motivates you?
It's changed. It has changed so drastically since like going from like corporate world to this.
Yeah.
Because I was like, for me, I was like, if I do this, then I get that type of reward system.
Right.
That doesn't work here.
Yeah.
Right. Because there's so much unknown. So a lot of it was, just attention to detail. Kind of figure out like play with new things and analyze my own content to see like what works and keep pushing.
Yeah.
But a big now we've gotten to a point where it's like, all right, I've done this for a few years now. And it's continuing to grow. It's not, kind of lightning in a bottle type deal, right? All right, so now what's going to motivate us, right? For me, with all that shit that I kind of went through, humor was my outlet. Humor is what got through, like laughter is what got me through these things, right? So, I know there's a lot of people out there that, maybe like are the same way or haven't discovered that laughter can help.
Right,
So,
100%.
Whether even if it's just a silly, stupid video where it's like, hey, this doesn't have any deeper meaning other than just a funny laugh,
right?
Or if it's something,
escapism.
It's just something to escape with, right? And anytime I get messages and stuff like that, I get them a lot. I don't set out to motivate or to be someone that people find peace in. But I get so many messages like that, and that is the most gratifying thing about this entire process.
Because you're being genuine, and they see that, and that's helping them.
And anytime people recognize me, like I want to take time to like talk to them and get to know them. And,
right.
Their story. Like we don't have to talk about me all. Like I feel like everybody asks us about us all the time, right? I'm like where I kind of get caught up in talking about me too much. I want to know about them, right? Because it's like that like. I'm thankful that they're here. I'm thankful that they support me. That
100%.
It's been a really, really cool experience, and is been really refreshing for me to kind of it kind of like reminds me like to just kind of like look down and see where my feet are right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and appreciate that.
I struggle with believing that you're single. Okay.
Yeah.
We should have done a promo before this. We should have done like we should have raffled off like a date night at Fenway Park with Average Tyler.
Couple Franks.
Well, we got
couple Fenway Franks.
Single guys with sleeves.
Oh yeah, we could do with Colin too. Two single guys.
Tattoos.
Yeah, exactly.
Tall enough.
Yeah.
Attractive, funny dudes.
Yeah. Have it together, and also are degenerates. Balance. It's all about balance.
What else could you want, really?
This is where my mother's like, okay, I'm concerned with who Kevin hangs out with.
So where my mom's like, right, he needs a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well, the term degenerate the definition has changed as I've gotten older.
Right.
Now I'm just like 10 beers. Like 10 beers. I'm like,
you're a degenerate.
Man,
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Last question for you. Any advice for those coming up in the game that want to make a career out of creating content?
Be yourself. We're in a really beautiful era of social media. This is why I got into it, of the pivot of you know, like just kind of putting influencers on a pedestal and like
Yep.
they were this unachievable being, right? You know, social media has shifted now, seeing people get famous in their pajamas just for being their true self.
Right.
Like, be yourself. There's no reason to be anything other than you. And if I can do it, and people can find, you know, ways to relate to me, I bet you can too.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
That's beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Nashville, Average Tyler.
What a guy.
You're the best, man.
Hey,
Thank you
love
so
you.
much. Love you too. Look at that.